Hi there, I'm Nafisa Latic and this is Across the Balkans. On the show today, the environmental crisis. The air we breathe is what keeps us alive, but in Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's also what's killing people. The country has the worst air pollution in Europe, and doctors say it's contributing to diseases, including cancer. In fact, almost a third of all deaths in Bosnia are caused by environmental factors. So why is it so bad? We sent Aksel Zaimovic to Bosnia's northern city of Tuzla to find out.
Koga god pitate, malte ne gotovo da nema kuće u kojoj nema da neko nije obolio od karcinoma.
Zagađenje zraka je globalni, lokalni i evropski problem, pa tako i u Bosni i Hercegovini.
This may look like fog, but it's not. It's a layer of pollution blanketing Tuzla, one of the worst affected cities in Bosnia.
Ovdje je stvarno, nemoguće. Mi smo ovdje građani drugog reda.
It kills people. I mean, it's as simple as that.
So who's to blame? I'm Aksel Zaimovic, and I've come to Tuzla in Bosnia to find out what air pollution is doing to the city's inhabitants.
Na dužini od 500 metara, znači u ulici, imamo 21 oboljelog od karcinoma. Na 56 domaćinstava, 21 oboljeli. Od tih 21, 5 je živo. Ostali su umrli.
Meet Nadiha Paščanović, a mother of two and a resident of Tuzla. This city was once an industrial hub in the former Yugoslavia. Today, it's known for its coal-fired power plant and poor air quality. Locals like Nadiha say the air is so bad, it's killing them.
Rečeno je da je to u pitanju zloćudna tvorevina dojke, to je karcinom, koji je nastao brzo, jer u februaru mjesecu na pregledu mamografije nije bio, i da ću ja morati na kemoterapiju.
There is no escaping the pollution here. It seeps everywhere. Nadiha starts her mornings by sweeping coal dust off her window sills. The smoke pumping out of stacks is fueling a health disaster in Tuzla, contributing to respiratory diseases, heart diseases, and even cancer. Dr. Nurka Pranjic says a crisis is unfolding in front of her eyes.
Ako me pitate od čega najčešće umiru ljudi u Tuzlanskom kantonu, odnosno u Tuzli, prvo ćemo reći da su to srce i inzulti. Na trećem mjestu su pluća, a na četvrtom mjestu karcinome. Naše aerozagađenje u kompleksu nanočestica koje su nevidljive sadrži sve te dijelove iz te naše industrije. Dakle, sadržavajući teške metale koji su to su najstariji i najmoćniji otrovi. Zašto? Zato što se kumuliraju kako u okolišu, tako i u organizmu.
Coal smoke creates a smog of particles. The most dangerous are called PM2.5. The PM stands for particulate matter. The 2.5 means they're less than 2.5 thousandths of a millimeter across. Invisible to the naked eye, they are a silent killer. And I want to find out more.
Vi ste napravili uređaj koji mjeri štetne čestice u zraku od Tuzla. Jel mi možeš objasniti kako to uopšte funkcioniše?
Ovdje na tabli smo nastavili šemu spajanja koju smo mi koristili. Možemo vidjeti mikrokontroler, odnosno mozak cijelog našeg uređaja koji u sebi sadrži kodu gdje također na ovom mikrokontroleru nalazi se i Wi-Fi modul koji nam omogućava da mi direktno te podatke koje prikupimo sa senzora DHT22 i SDS011 šaljemo na web stranicu.
Jel možemo i da testiramo u nekim realnim okolnostima, da idemo u jedno naselje pa da vidimo kakva je kvaliteta zraka?
Možemo, naravno. Mi ćemo sad pokazati kako je naša jedna mjerna stanica u stvari mjeri trenutnu situaciju zagađenog zraka, odnosno količinu PM čestica u zraku ovdje u Bukinju.
The World Health Organization recommends levels of PM 2.5 not exceed 10 micrograms per cubic meter.
88,7.
That's nearly 6 times the normal range.
Jako nam je zagađen zrak u našoj okolini, dakle imamo zrak koji ima enormnu količinu dakle, tih čestica i može uzrokovati kobne posljedice po stanovništvu. Ovo je kao da smo bukvalno gurnuli glavu u neku prostoriju u kojoj nemamo zraka uopšte, dakle samo je ljudi sjede i puše na primjer cigarete i čovjekov organizam nije prilagođen za to.
Last summer, Enes was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He's not the only one in his family. Years ago, he lost his mother, father, and brother to different forms of cancer. He believes the nearby power plant is to blame.
S obzirom da smo u neposrednoj blizini elektrane, a ona u ovom svom, ajde da kažem, dimu, odnosno na ovom tom njenom zagađenju, ona izbacuje sumpor. Sumpor u dodiru s vodom, to ja nisam hemičar, ali toliko znam. Sumpor u dodiru sa vlagom, sa vodom pravi sumpornu kiselinu. A kiselina je, znači kiselinom je zagađeno ovo naše područje kompletno, znači kiselo je tlo. I to je ironično, došli smo za egzistencijom, da živimo od te elektrane, da od nje faktički prosperiramo, a evo ona nas na kraju ubija.
Locals believe the state-owned coal plant is one of the reasons why people here are seriously ill. Bosnia's largest power plant is a testament to Yugoslavia's golden age of technology. The Tuzla thermal plant has been around for almost 60 years. The company operating the plant has been accused of not properly dealing with its waste.
Kada je u pitanju deponija, onda mi apsolutno stojimo na stanovištu da odlaganje i deponovanje produkata iz termoelektrane Tuzle se apsolutno radi u skladu sa zakonom. Mi imamo sva odobrenja koja su neophodna, imamo upotrebnu dozvolu i cijenimo da jednostavno to je više populistički nego što je opravdano. Šljaka i pepeo iz termoelektrane Tuzla nisu opasni otpad. Da sve one nuspojave na koje se pozivaju kada je u pitanju utjecaj na tlo nisu iznad granica koje su dozvoljene.
Environmental activists like Denis Žižko say the situation on the ground is concerning and dangerous.
They claim that the way that they dispose the ash is in accordance with European standards, which is simply a lie. That's it. Analysis have proven that there are high concentrations of certain heavy metals which can be, which are actually the cause of various types of cancer. This is the only active ash disposal site of thermal plant, coal power plant Tuzla, which is called Jezero 2.
This whole area used to be farmland, but now it's all flooded with wastewater. That's because ash and coal slag are being dumped here, and as you can see, it stretches all the way to the residential area. But it's dangerous for the people who live here. Heavy metals from the waste can seep into and contaminate soil and groundwater, and from there end up in the food and drinking water.
There are no liners at the bottom of these ponds, so all the heavy metals and all the pollution, all the pollutants which
they can
are
actually
present,
seep into.
they are actually polluting the underground water. Because there is absolutely no prevention, no layers, nothing is at the bottom of these ponds.
Do people know about this?
Unfortunately not.
People in Tuzla are tired of struggling to breathe. They say instead of cleaning the air, the government's focus is expanding the power station. It's being built thanks to a loan from China, and it's allegedly not in line with the latest EU standards.
Ja ne znam zbog čega su oni protiv, ali ja znam isto tako da nas vrlo često neopravdano optužuju. Blok 7 je zamjenski blok. Znači mi ne radimo, on je novi u smislu samo njegovog hardvera, što bi rekli tehnologije, efikasni.
Ecological engineer Abdel Jozic has been designing sustainable ecosystems for years. He is not optimistic the new block will reduce pollution.
Ako posmatramo sa ekološke strane, novi blok 7 će imati postrojenje za odsumporavanje i značajno će se smanjiti emisije sumpor dioksida u zrak, međutim imamo s jedne i s druge strane gdje ćemo odlagati nastalu šljaku i pepeo, odnosno gips koji će nastajati. Dakle, mi ćemo smanjiti opterećenje na zrak, ali ćemo povećati opterećenje na zemljište, samim tim i na površinske i podzemne vode.
Air pollution is an old problem, and it's also a political one. Analysts say Bosnia's weak government leaves local and federal authorities blaming each other for inaction.
The problem is that the laws are not implemented. So, and unfortunately, the authorities have this tendency of justifying these actions by not having proper laws.
Šta je rješenje da se smanji zagađenost zraka?
Veći udio alternativnih ovih goriva i što više iskorištenje ove solarne energije.
Gradu je bila najbolja varijanta da ukoliko ne misle ništa raditi na ovom području, najbolje im je da ovo stanovništvo isele. Da nas ne ugnjetavaju više.
Mi smo i proživjeli neki život, pa došlo je do nekih godina, mada čovjek dok živi ima nadu da će, i lijepo mu je živjeti naravno, ali glavni strah, za nas manje više, za starce, ali pogotovo što mi unuci tu su u Moluhama, oni nisu ni daleko, oni su isto ugroženi od ove elektrane.
While politics are getting in the way, it's ordinary people who are paying the price. Bosnia and Herzegovina is still a long way from going green. It's struggling to move away from fossil fuels. Reducing air pollution will not only save money and help the environment, it will also save lives. Aksel Zaimovic, TRT World, Tuzla, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Let's turn our attention now to another environmental emergency that's also threatening lives in the Balkans: waste. While the world produces billions of tons of rubbish every year, less than 1/5 is recycled. Now the rest is dumped into landfills. In Serbia, many of these dumps are illegal and the trash is not properly disposed of. Often it's burned, releasing toxic fumes into the air. Katarina Petrovic is in the Serbian village of Samos to see the extent of the crisis.
It's really horrible. It's really, really horrible.
Voda nam se truje, Marva pije tu. To oni namerno pale da bi moglo još da stane.
We must be responsible, because if we are not responsible, then we don't have anything to live for.
Svi mi imamo jedan život, život nema reprizu i hoćemo da živimo koliko nam je Bog dao dana.
Serbia has a waste problem. Its landfills are dangerously polluted. There are 4,000 dumping sites in the country, and over half aren't registered. I'm in Samos, a village 2 hours outside of Belgrade. Locals here say this landfill's filled with toxic waste.
Otrovi od herbicida.
Can you tell me a little bit about this landfill, how long it exists and what kind of problems it's been making for you?
Deponija postoji 10 godina. U zadnjih 2 godine deponija gori i to nam stvara velike probleme zbog toga što gori najlon koji stvara jake otrove. Ovdje se iz cele opštine dovodi medicinski otpad i ima ambalaža od herbicida i insekticida koja isto gori. To oni namerno pale da bi moglo još da stane. Da. I kad duva vetar, to sve nosi kod nas.
So do you remember what used to be here on this land before?
Kako da se ne sjećam, onda je bila neka ciglana, se pravila cigla, poslije kad se to razmetlo cigle, tu su pasle krave, ovce, pašnjak bio.
Ovdje?
Da, ovo je pašnjak. Voda nam se truje, Marva pije tu,
Deca piju to mleko. Na šta misli ovaj svet?
The problem with this landfill is that it is not a sanitary one and it doesn't have any of the sanitary requirements such as filters for any kind of chemical or liquid waste that goes into the ground or some kind of systems for the separation of the garbage so that it can be recycled. It's just the way it is as you see it.
Sada sam gradio zidove na svoj račun da mi pacovi ne dolaze u dvorište. Pacove nisam poznao uopšte dok sam bio ovde, nego tek od kada ove podinije sam upoznao neke nove vrste pacova koje nikada nisam ni vidio.
Zakon o zaštiti životne sredine i zakon o upravljanju otpadom, to je krivično delo iz ovog zakona, član 262. Ja sam po tom zakonu razgovarao s advokatima i ja sam tužio. Nisam nikakav odgovor dobio. Angažovao sam sad advokata da višem tužilaštvu tužim. Advokat se poplašio i otkazao mi punomoć. Ali ja ne odustajem. I ako me selo prihvati, ako me podržu, ja mislim da ćemo to da uspemo.
Out of 4,000 landfills across the country, only 9 are sanitary. I want to better understand why some of these dumping sites are legal and others aren't. I'm heading to Novi Sad to meet Igor Jezdimirovic, an environmental engineer spearheading policy change. What is the difference between a non-regulated landfill compared to a sanitary one? And how does an illegal landfill differ to an official but non-regulated one?
So sanitary landfill have basically the task to protect the environment from all negative effect that is coming from the garbage. On the other hand, non-sanitary landfills don't have any kind of protection. Basically, we have this official one, non-sanitary landfill, basically where we just agree that we will put garbage because we need to put somewhere the garbage, and municipality make decision, okay, it will be here. When you have the sanitary landfill, you have interest to put as less waste as possible because you pay then by the ton. Here you can put as much you want and you will not pay anything. This is one of the reasons why in the Serbia nobody is hurrying up to put the waste on sanitary landfill.
I'm at the landfill in Pančevo, which is one of the only 9 of the sanitary ones that we have in Serbia, and we're going to see how a landfill should actually function with all the proper filtering and recycling systems in place.
Autosmećar ulazi sa otpadom na deponiju, izmeri se na kolskoj vagi, odlazi do tela deponije, istovaruje otpad i u povratku prolazi kroz dezobarijeru, meri se i izlazi sa deponije.
Non-regulated landfills can have an impact on the water we drink. That's why sanitary landfills are crucial. They have wastewater treatment plants that prevent garbage and harmful substances from mixing into groundwater.
Donekle prečišćena voda se recirkuliše, vraća na otpad na telo deponije, orošava se taj otpad, kvasi, neki drugi procesi se dešavaju u otpadu, a vodu ne smemo da ispuštamo za sad u kanal jer nam fali još dodatno postrojenje za dodatno prečišćavanje.
So after having seen all the garbage and its horrible smells up on the unregulated landfills, it actually really feels good to see things being recycled. Ali vi imate, na primjer, neku predstavu okvirno koliko je zapravo koštalo finansiranje svega ovoga da bi postojalo? Mislim, ne po delovima, nego ceo projekat.
Do sada je to negde možda oko 2 miliona eura.
Vidi, Magi.
Pojedemo.
Šta? Vali?
Hvala, šarka repica. Bolje nego na pijaci.
Vali?
Bolje. Šta je to? Zelena salata, pojedi.
Hoćeš još?
I mi smo jedno vreme seckali ovo lišće i jeli, pa smo onda prestali da bi moglo da raste. Ne može bez lišća da raste. Kelaraba, pasulj, evo ga krastavac. Bori se za svetlo. Everything started a couple of years ago because this is our way of life, always has been. And then kids came into our lives one by one, and we decided to teach them how to live proper and to maintain some old habits Maria and me have. And the main reason we upscaled it on a high level because the kids need to learn, and our activism is just a way to show other people it is possible.
Recycling is old-fashioned now. I think next level is low waste, and I think we should go to zero waste.
You don't need to be an activist, you just need to be a thinker. You must decide to change something in your life. Change yourself and your family, and then the environment. It's the only way.
We must be responsible, because if we are not responsible, then we don't have anything to live for.
People in Serbia are waking up to the waste crisis. There is a growing initiative to put pressure on the government to act upon it. But that's not enough. Trash keeps getting dumped irresponsibly. Until the governments implement control systems and penal policies to keep everyone accountable and creates infrastructures for waste management, I wonder, will anything else be effective?
My guest today is Igor Jezdimirovic. He is the president of the Environment Engineering Group, and he joins me now from Novi Sad in Serbia. Igor, thanks so much for your time for us on Across the Balkans. Now, we've just seen a report from Serbia, and every winter this problem comes up again after flooding sweep garbage into lakes and rivers. What needs to be done to sort out the waste crisis once and for all?
First of all, Serbia needs to take clear direction and say that we want to clear our garbage. Until our decision makers, together with the people, do not bring this decision to our presence and start implementing it in the future, we will have this situation. In this moment, pollution is basically our decision. We don't want to invest more in environment protection, and this is the main problem. There are technical solutions, and there are clear ways how to finish the problems with the waste, how to deal with the problem with the wastewater, how to deal the problem with the air pollution, but the main problem is lack of understanding and the motivation of decision makers to invest and start working on these topics. So when we speak about a situation in pollution in Serbia, we are speaking about a lack of understanding on one side, knowledge on the other side, and first of all, lack of motivation of decision makers to change this situation and bring us positive environment.
But Igor,
Igor,
why is it so difficult for governments to take this issue seriously? Are we seeing a lack of urgency when it comes to protecting the environment in the Balkans in general, not just in Serbia?
Lack of motivation is coming from basically from not understanding that environment cannot be solved in one mandate. We need long-lasting strategies, directions where we will start working now and finish this work in 10 years. Because you cannot earn easy political points in 1 year or in 2 years on environment protection. You don't want to invest and you don't see how this will affect your political life. So this is the main problem of the side of decision makers, why they don't want to invest, because they cannot fastly enough get the points for environment protection. On the other side, people are not aware why environment and the connection between environment protection on one side and their health on the another side. When we have the polluter who is not doing everything that is necessary to protect the environment, he's giving us the problem that we need to pay tomorrow to heal. And this is one of the...
Let me just ask you about one other thing. Earlier in the show, we saw how bad air pollution is in Bosnia and Herzegovina particularly. Why are countries in the Western Balkans the most polluted countries in Europe? What's the main reason for this?
Main reason that we have the huge pollution is, first of all, that our energy resources are mainly coal and low quality coal, so-called lignite. So this is one of the main problems. So during the industrialization in former Yugoslavia, energy should be cheap. And this is something that still continues to come in our everyday life. And this cheap energy basically is cheap because we didn't count or environment problems that this cheap energy coming from the fossil fuels, first of all, coal, is bringing to us. So this model is basically something that is still in the situation, and we still don't want to change this.
Okay.
So
and,
I hope...
Igor, the specific problem also is the power plants, like the one in Tuzla that we've seen in Aksel's story. So what's the solution for this? I mean, these power plants are important. After the wars in the 90s, economies were destroyed. And for some in small cities, this is the only place to work.
Power plants, or what is the energy strategy for Serbia and for the whole region, is first of all energy efficiency. Also, the legacy of former time is that we don't take care of energy efficiency and that we produce energy on very bad way on one side, and at the same time we are spending or putting away lots of energy. So energy efficiency will be the first thing that we need to do, and this will generate also a huge amount of the jobs together with the investment in the sustainable and renewable energies. But what is their problem? There is problem that this means that you will need to make a system in which small and medium enterprises will take most of these jobs. And this will not allow you to have one or several big monopolists where you can basically do whatever you like. But you will need to have a system where the people in the small and medium companies can earn and build their economy or jobs.
Okay. Igor Jezdimirovic, thanks so much for that insight for us here on TRT World. I really appreciate your efforts, and whatever you're doing for the environment, keep doing it. I really think it's an awesome work. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching this episode of Across the Balkans, the show dedicated to the people, places, and stories of Southeastern Europe. Hope to see you next time.